welcome to another Top 5 Wednesday. Top 5 Wednesday is a Goodreads group that was created by Ginger Reads Laney but is now run by Sam from Thoughts on Tomes, so there'll be a link to the Goodreads group in the description. And this week's topic is 5 characters you would not like to switch places with. So I have 5 books here, and yeah, let's get started. So the first one is Aaron in the Bronze Key. I'm not going to say why because this only just came out and it's a massive spoiler. But whew, when I get to my wrap up, guys, I have a full review for this, and that will tell you exactly why I don't want to be Aaron. But whew, this book touched my soul. Don't want to be Aaron in it though. Never want to be Aaron in it. Next up, I can't be bothered to actually remember which book is the one I want to pick up. So, Theon from A Song of Ice and Fire, specifically the parts where he's being horrifically tortured by Ramsay. That's definitely when I don't want to be him, though to be honest, I don't want to be him ever because I don't particularly like Theon. But I do feel sorry for him because I think his torture was insanely horrible. Like, in the TV show, I know they've done a pretty grim job of showing it, so I think it's quite a horrific sequence that definitely don't want to be part of. Then we have Peter in Mockingjay, because, especially obviously the first half of Mockingjay, Peter is being tortured in the capital with the venom. So he's being hijacked. It's just, I don't think I could deal with that. I don't think I could deal with that. He isn't physically tortured like a lot of the characters on this list, because that's what happens. But he is mentally tortured, and it's really scarring, and it's horrible. And this is one that I think a lot of people know about, obviously, so I don't feel too bad about saying that it's Peter in the capital. But Peter in Mockingjay, people. Next up, we have one I can't remember if I've actually got the right book or not, but I'm going to say it anyway, and that is Decker Talent from the Gone series. Specifically the scene, it's either in Plague or it's in Fear. It could be in Lies, but it's definitely in one of those three, which is half the series. But if you haven't read it, Gone follows a group of kids that are trapped under this dome when all the people over the age of 15 have disappeared. And the reason I chose Decker, because there is a scene in one of the 3 books where basically she is infested by these bugs that are like trying to eat their way out of her. And you get this really gruesome scene where Sam, the main character, is cutting them out of her while she's being kept alive by the healer, who has developed the superpower of healing. It's a really horrific scene where Decker is dying, but being forced to stay alive by Lana. And thank God she does, because it's Decker, and I love Decker to pieces. But it's just such a disgusting scene. Not for the faint of heart, but yeah, really tough. And the last one I'm going to mention, and I promise you, I'm not obsessed with this series, even though I totally am obsessed with this series, and that is Neil Jostin in The Kingsmen, specifically I've picked, or The End of the Raven King, because this one especially has some really elongated torture sequences to him. He gets, like, the level of pain that he goes through in this book, I'm not sure I could survive. And the Raven King, he definitely goes through a lot as well, but you don't see it, you only see before and after. So, well, you see the just beginning of it, and then you see the after. In this you have the continuing aftermath of the Raven King, and you have the horrific sequence with his dad. And that whole sequence I would not want to be Neil in. Whilst I would love to be Neil for the other bits, that bit is just, it's too much. It's too much. It was so tough to read because I love Neil so dearly, but I couldn't be him in that scene ever. I think I would probably have died, literally, because the torture is that horrific. He really, I don't know how he survived it, to be honest. So, Neil from the All for the Game trilogy, and specifically this one, The Kingsmen. So that has been the Top 5 Wednesday. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will have another one up soon, hopefully. So, goodbye.